My name is Fraser.
My name is Mark.
And we are the hosts of the geekiest show alive. To the outside world, we're ordinary geeks.
But in the Fab International Studios, we talk comics and find other geeks just like us. This is Geek of the Week.
To Geek of the Week, this is Geeky Reacts, Geeky Reactions. You know the gist. You know just by now.
Trailers. We're watching a trailer. He's Fraser and Mark.
We're watching trailers again. We have a radio show every Saturday.
We do. Live on Fab Radio, but you can also watch it back on Mixcloud.
There you go.
Or listen to our podcast.
But you're not here to listen to us plug our show. You're here to watch us watch a trailer. And the trailer is Spider-Man Far From Home. It's the second trailer. It's the first trailer after Endgame, so it's going to be really interesting. But I feel like I'm inappropriately addressed, so just see, that's better. I'm not going to put the mask on because I'll just be crying or like gasping into it and all.
You are a ridiculous person.
I feel better now.
You look ridiculous.
Mate, what are you doing?
What?
You're clearly underdressed. Hang on, one more. Let's do this one more time. See, now you're more betterly dressed for this. I'll let you keep your cardigan. You know, you've still got to be you. But yeah, now we're gonna watch the Far From Home trailer. Now that we're all better dressed for the occasion.
Better dressed. Right. Let's see if I can.
The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer
Stop
is
holding.
on display, but if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, stop watching because there's some serious spoilers.
Okay, that's a good idea.
But if you have seen Avengers Endgame, enjoy the trailer.
Don't worry, Tom.
That's actually really good.
We've seen it.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
Oh no.
I miss him.
I miss him too. Oh, so does he.
Oh mate,
That's crying.
that was me after Endgame.
I love the suit. I love the suit. I know people complained he was like Iron Man light, but I love that suit.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your job.
Oh!
Keep up the good work because I am going on vacation.
Hey!
He is. He's going to Europe, remember?
Nick Fury's calling you.
I don't really want to talk to Nick
Answer
Fury.
his phone.
Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk. But I want to talk to
That was
him.
me with every adult. No, I don't want to answer my
You
phone.
do not dose Nick Fury.
What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo. Oh! When I first fell in love. You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's different to the last one.
He's not happy.
It's Mr.
Oh!
My world. Your world
Like
that
it.
is from Earth, just not ours.
Oh, so Mysterio's a good guy?
You're saying there's a multiverse?
Oh, he's so
Oh, multiverse.
That's well cool.
There's gotta be someone else.
Are we going to see another Spidey on this?
Off-world.
Captain Marvel, unavailable.
She's always unavailable.
You neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, bless you!
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
You won't be there.
Oh!
Go on trip. The girl who I really like, you tell her how I feel.
Oh.
MJ, I am Spider-Man. No, of course not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Knew she knew!
That's what they did in comics, I like it.
Knew she knew.
Saving the world requires sacrifice.
So Mysterio's a good guy.
Sometimes
Not necessarily.
I just always feel like I put my friends in danger. The world needs the next Iron Man.
Who's the blonde?
Betty
You're
Brown.
going to step up or not?
Yo, love that suit. It's not a symbiote suit.
No, it's based off the more like stealth suit.
Get you guys out of here! Get on the jet! Who are you? I work with Spider-Man. You work for Spider-Man? I work for Spider-Man.
What a fanboy.
I would be like that. I would definitely be like, I work with Spider-Man. How do I stop this?
Oh my goodness. That was sick. This is definitely a trailer like post Endgame, and it's clear that this is the whole like the repercussions from it. Because for the longest time before Endgame came out, they're like, oh, Far From Home could be before, it could be after. It could be before Infinity War. They come back from the trip.
It's clearly after now.
But it's clearly after, and there's like, and now it's. It's good that this is the last one in Phase 3 because it's sort of answering all the questions that came out of Endgame. There's like, oh yeah, spoilers, but Tom Holland already told you. Tom Holland's better telling you than us to.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this, we spoiled you, but you probably spoiled it anyway because you'd already watched the trailer. Surely you wouldn't watch a react until you've watched it yourself, right? Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Anyway, spoilers.
But
Who cares?
it was it's really cool that they're talking about like the multi-dimensions and stuff like that because a big storyline was like Spider-Man and like Mysterio was a big part of that. He's the one who opened up the dimensions and stuff like that, and that's why Peter from one universe came to the Ultimate Universe.
Be interesting.
So
I don't know
really
because the MCU Spider-Man is so young. I'm not sure Spider-Verse is quite ready yet.
No,
we'll see how it goes.
It won't be Spider-Verse, but it'll probably like there'll be options for that. Like that could be how they sort of shape their trilogies around this maybe team up or something like that. Or maybe he could meet a Miles that is either like the same age or younger or something. Or it's like future opportunities. But that's also kind of interesting with Mysterio because Mysterio's either like in the comics he's either like, oh, this is all an illusion or this is to just throw you off. Yeah. But this could be like, oh no, I'm actually like, I'm able to connect the two.
He seemed like a good guy. He was working with Nick Fury.
Yeah, but when he debuted in the comics, he made himself look like a hero. So all the different villains he were facing were his illusions. You know, like Sinestro from Incredibles.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh no, I'm fighting this, but he's like totally in control of it.
Gotcha.
So it could be that kind of situation with the elementals. Like we see them all there, like the Molten Man and like the Absorbing Man. We see them all, but he could be really controlling them, and that's where the twist comes.
Could be.
That was like his.
Or he could be a good guy.
That was his.
Because the Skrulls were good guys, remember?
Yeah. But that was his big story. But I reckon Jake Gyllenhaal's a really good guy to make you believe he's a nice guy as a character.
He's cute.
He's a cool person, I imagine.
But
then you twisted you're like, oh no, he's actually not a good guy. What? Like he cannot like.
They do like their twists. Remember the Mandarin? He wasn't actually the Mandarin at all.
Yeah, exactly. So he could not actually. He might not be Mysterio. There might be a Mysterio behind the Mysterio.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They opened up some cool things and like. Mary Jane knowing like it seems so obvious because like in Homecoming she was always like, hey, what you up to? I don't care, and it's just like it's just very cool that she's sort of just like yeah.
That's a very, very cool trailer. I'm very excited. I was already excited, but now we know how it follows after Endgame.
Yeah, we know its role in the universe really, and it's just cool, and seeing more stuff as well. And just the stuff with Nick Fury where it's like, I'm always like someone calls me like, no, someone else can answer. Just like, can they not send a text? It's such a like...
I know not to phone you.
Generation. It's such a generational thing though, I feel
Such
like.
a
It's like,
millennial.
oh no, why can't they just send... There's so many other means of communication. I've got better with phone calls.
In all seriousness, I mean, that kind of understanding of younger people is cool, and he is a young superhero compared to someone like Tony Stark.
Yeah, they've touched upon that, and in this and Homecoming, that like knowing of the character, knowing a generational thing, and it's cool that you mentioned Tony Stark as well because this is clearly like a world after Tony. And it's sort of like we mentioned it. We did a review for Endgame. It was we talked about Endgame for an hour and a half, and now we're going to talk a bit more about it. Because in that, we said how like Falcon replaced Cap, and now it's sort of looking like this film is Spidey filling in Iron Man's steps. I mean, Rhodey can also do that as well, but it feels like Spidey's going to be the more like permanent replacement because he's young. Rhodey not so young.
That's why you look almost... No, you still look ridiculous, but you look less ridiculous than me.
See, you look like Into the Spider-Verse version.
Thwip.
And then,
the old one, and that's why I got the cardigan.
Yeah. I feel like it works.
Thanks.
My goodness. When they have a sequel and they do a trailer react, I get a Miles suit and it'll be...
But I'm never doing this publicly again.
Oh, I think...
I probably am.
Yeah. Almost definitely. We know there's a third film for this franchise, and they've got to keep making Spider-Man films, sure.
They do.
Sure. Fingers crossed. I love them. I'm always going to watch them.
The thing is, I don't see the MCU going anywhere, despite the fact it's hit its massive conclusion with Endgame. I think they're going to carry on. There's no way they won't continue to make money, and while they continue to make money, they will continue to make them, and that is good for everybody here.
Here's our version of Goose.
Well,
Mark's Cat Pasha.
This is my girl.
Talk about a cameo, but that's an also. Cheers.
Oh, claws on the Spider-Man suit.
Cheers for the segue, Pasha. Now, speaking of Captain Marvel, they mentioned her in this and was like, how she's busy. But at the end of Endgame, we're going to keep talking about Endgame. Ben Mendo's character, the Skrull leader, was there, so it'll be interesting to see if we see him in here. And perhaps with the whole thing of alternative universes, could it be an alternative universe of the former S.H.I.E.L.D. director or the Skrull alternative universe? Or is it they've got so many things they can play with now because they've got alternative universes and they've got Skrulls. So my big speculation is, and I'm going to put it out here so it's on the internet.
I don't get this.
This is totally that's not happening. So the Skrulls, with the 5-year gap when people have been dusted, the Skrulls could take over the people who were gone, feel a bit more safer. And I reckon that this is what they could do. They're almost definitely not going to, but there's headcanon and fan fiction out there for...
Your headcanon is an odd place.
For anyone who wants to write it. They could do the Clone Saga, but with a Skrull. So have a Skrull, maybe not a Skrull Peter Parker, but a Skrull Spider-Man who's operated for 5 years or something, keeping it neighbourly hood. Because then that way, Tony Stark might not have known and all those, in those 5 years, there would have been stuff going down, wouldn't there? And so New York would have been a messed up place. So there could be a Skrull Spider-Man who then ends up...
on that 5 years at all.
Exactly.
So this is pure speculation because they've given us nothing.
Exactly. So there could be a Skrull Spider-Man who ends up being Ben Reilly. For any Scarlet Spider fans.
Maybe.
There's a stretch.
It'd be interesting to see how they address that 5-year thing in Spider-Man.
Especially with the school.
Yeah.
Because the school, I feel like school's a very obvious thing. Like a workplace, everyone's sort of various ages, whereas a school, you've got to fit, in high school, in the American high school, it's 15 to 18. So the people who weren't dusted would have been graduated.
He'll have friends that are 20,
middle school,
and there'll be people in his year that were 10 when he was dusted.
Exactly.
So I really hope they play with that, but they didn't touch that in the trailer at all. So that's something to look forward to in the film, I think, because they've got to look at it.
They've gave us some inklings to how it's Endgame has affected them, what Peter's story is going to be. But they still left us
that they did the spoiler alerts as well.
I know, it's really nice seeing Tom Holland as well.
You love Tom Holland. You've got your man crush on Tom Holland.
Man crush? Yeah. I'm a boy.
Boy crush, whatever you want to call it.
Nah, just think it'd be really cool to hang out with him.
I know you do. But that was brilliant. I can't wait.
But yeah,
it's given us loads to see, but there's still loads of questions, and that's a good trailer as far as I'm concerned. I don't want the film in front of me.
No,
I don't like a trailer that is a potted version of the film. Yeah. That's terrible. That's a terrible trailer. Why would you bother going to see the film? This has given me a lot of questions as well as cool stuff that I want to see. Great trailer.
Exactly. It's good. But we want to know your fellow geeky thoughts. So leave them down below in the comment section. We also have a Facebook discussion group if you want to join. Just let all your thoughts out. It can be about this, it can be about Endgame, it can be about loads of geeky stuff. And we've also got Twitter as well. All those links and stuff like that will be in the description box. But also, like we plugged earlier on the show, we have a weekly radio show. It's also available on podcast sites. But we will be talking about this trailer and more on Saturday, and then it will be available on Mixcloud and podcast sites the next day on Sunday, and then so it'll be available then. But it's also we split the sections up and put them on YouTube. This YouTube. So if you're a bit like, I can't find something new, I found it on YouTube and I like YouTube, so I'll stick with YouTube. It will also be on here. Probably,
there are lots of ways.
So there's ways to do it and stuff like that. And check if you enjoy what you see and you want to see more. There's so much more for you there, and all the links, like I say, are in the description box, and also on our channel and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching this one.
Thanks for watching.
See you in the next one.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to Geek of the Week. Be sure to tune in next week. Same geek time, same geek channel.
And if you want to follow us on social media, it's at GOTW Radio on Twitter. Search for Geek of the Week Radio Show on Facebook. And to listen again, it's www.mixcloud.com/Geek of the Week Radio Show.